This is absolutely amazing. What's even freakier is it's bank holiday. And it's been 24, 25 degrees all day. It's actually the Sunday of bank holiday weekend, the May Day bank holiday. And I decided I needed to get out of the house. So, haven't done any real planning. We decided we wanted, when I say we, it's me and Andy, as usual. Although Andy was supposed to be on lockdown. We've not done any real planning. We fancied coming up to somewhere new to us. And we've chosen Devoke Water. Although I believe it's pronounced Duvok, which kind of goes against the grain for me. It's spelt Devoke and that's how I pronounce it. But apparently it's Duvok. So we've taken a steady drive up, set off at midday. There's no traffic. It was bizarre. I was expecting all manner of chaos coming up into the Lake District on a gloriously hot bank holiday weekend. And we've not hit any traffic at all. It's bizarre. The parking spot is 10 minutes walk down the road and there is nobody else around. We passed a few people leaving as we were coming in. The wind is higher than was forecast. And according to EE, I'm in the Isle of Man. I got a text from them saying, enjoy your trip. You can use your texts and minutes free in the Isle of Man. Right, okay. So as you can see, or as you saw earlier, the tents are up. Mine actually looks like a proper tent for a change. The only company we have are beautiful, cute, black, furry cows. And I think there's some sheep up on the hillsides. They're either sheep or they're very, very small cows. So there's the plan for me was reflection photography. That doesn't seem like it's going to happen. But there is a possibility that if the clouds stay as they are, as in there aren't any, then we might be able to get some Milky Way. Now we tried this up at Northumberland a few weeks ago, but there was just too much light pollution, far too much light pollution. You could make out the Milky Way, but by the time you processed it, the light pollution was just killing it. So fingers crossed, although we don't want what Brendan Vanson calls bluebird sky for sunset, we do want it for Milky Way. Now the last time I checked the forecast, it was threatening to be cloudy overnight, so we'll see. But it was also threatening to be sunshine and clouds for sunrise, which is fabulous. That will suit me down to the ground. I will try and give you a spin round in a bit, but at the moment the sun, as you can probably tell, is coming in directly onto me. So when I try and show you around the lake, you're just going to see a great big silhouette of nothing. So I might wait until tomorrow morning with the lights a bit softer, or this evening when the sun actually sets. But it's kind of going down there, so we may well get some light on the little boathouse which is in this corner. But it's just nice to get away. This is the first wild camp we've done this year. And I'd forgotten how much stuff we have to bring with us. There's your camping gear, so your tent, your mattress, your pillows. Then we've got cooking gear, which is the gas stove, cups, food. Then there's the camera gear, then there's the vlogging gear. It's getting a bit daft. But luckily we're only doing one night. So clothes are basically what I'm stood up in. Change of undies and that's it. And it's so tempting to go for a paddle. But I haven't bought a towel because I didn't have room in my rucksack. So as I say, the plan is there is no plan. This is somewhere new for us. It would, to me, be far better with calm waters. Although I believe the other side of the little hill in the background is the Irish Sea. So we are theoretically getting the breeze straight off the sea. So it was always going to be a gamble. But it is nice just to be out and about and away from work. Work was a complete sod last week. It's not going to be any better next week. So I needed a couple of days rest and recuperation. And like I say, we're the only ones here. Did expect to find a load of wild campers up here. I suspect places like Angletarn and Buttermere are absolutely heaving. So anyway, that's enough waffling from me. I'm going to finish my cup of hot chocolate and go for a mooch round and see what we can find in the way of compositions. From this end, there are some gorgeous rocks, which I've actually balanced the Gorilla Pod on. But they're shooting straight into the sun. Tomorrow morning, that might work quite well, depending on what happens with the sky. The sun is theoretically coming up in this direction, we believe. So if it comes up and illuminates any clouds over there, that would work fabulously, because there is some lovely foreground interest. Some huge rocks in the water. There's a little bit of movement on the water, there's ripples, but the 10 stop should sort those out. But anyway, it is what it is. It's just nice to be here. And it's t-shirt weather on a bank holiday. How good can it get? Well, sunset didn't really happen. There's a little bit of colour in the sky, but the wind was rippling the water, so we didn't really get anything. There's a fair few compositions, but nothing that seemed to work this evening. Excuse me, I'm trying to keep some light. I'm snuggled in my tent. I found a few compositions for tomorrow morning. It's only about 10 o'clock. Milkyway is theoretically due to show from midnight to about 3 o'clock tomorrow morning. So we're going to get us head down for a couple of hours. Set the alarm for just gone midnight. I shall poke my head out of the tent and see what I can see. And if it's looking like it's showing nicely, then I shall get up and have a wander around. So good night for a little while. Oh, good morning. Oh, it's flipping freezing this morning. We were up for 2 hours shooting the Milky Way, and hopefully the images have worked out, because we actually managed to see the whole arc above the hill at the back, and it was actually quite mild. I think we snoozed until about midnight, and then stayed up till 2:30. It was fabulous. I really wish I could have videoed what we were seeing. I'm hand holding the camera at the moment because I can't find my gimbal. To have videoed what we saw this morning would have been awesome, but I don't think the video would have picked it up. So anyway, I'm about to put some clothes on and go out and see what we get for sunrise. Oh, well, excuse the kind of, messy look this morning. Well, we got some colour. I'll just have a quick whiz around. You can see that the remains of the colour still hanging around up here. But it's a really difficult place to find a composition that works, especially when there's no reflections. The wind is still rippling the water quite nicely. I fired off one composition from here, which I'm kind of happy with, but it's not what I'd envisaged. Luckily I managed to remember to reset the ISO down to, I've dropped it down to 250, and we were shooting at, I was shooting at 2000 ISO last night doing the Milky Way. It's better than I'd hoped, not as good as it's better than I'd expected, not as good as I'd hoped. And it is just a really difficult place to find a decent composition. It's very strange. I say we got some beautiful colour, and you can see in the background there's still a bit of a hue hanging around there. So it hasn't been a wasted morning for 3 hours kip last night. But last night was just absolutely phenomenal. It would have been so good to have been able to video it, that there was not a cloud in sight. The sky was just full of diamonds. And I saw a shooting star, which was wonderful. I've seen a couple before, but it's always quite a magical moment when you see a shooting star, or it is for me. And I'll try and give you a quick whiz round the place we're at, the name of which has suddenly gone straight out of my head. Where are we? What's the name of this town? Duvok. Oh, too little sleep. It's really not good for you. Duvok water, or Duvok water, as the locals call it. So I'll catch up with you in a bit. Bye. Well, I think we're just about done here. It's been a very odd morning, which is why I haven't really done any pieces to camera. It is a stunningly beautiful location and very picturesque. For camping, it's absolutely fabulous. It's such an easy location to get to. It's one of the definitely lesser known places in the lakes. Certainly it's not overrun with tourists, is not touristy at all. From a camping point of view, couldn't have come anywhere better last night. From a photographic point of view, it's been hard work. I've really had to work this morning. I've been moving around, trying to find something in terms of a composition that I'm happy with. We've waited for the sun to come up, and I'm just going to blind you. It came up to the right-hand side of the hill in the background at around about 7:15, 7 o'clock. And by about 7:10 it was finally starting to put some light. And I can't see if you can see this on the boathouse. The wind has dropped off a little bit. And as I say, I think I finally found a couple of compositions that I was happy with. And I couldn't talk to you. Let's take this off for a second. Whilst I was doing them, because I was precariously balanced on a rock at a very strange angle, trying desperately hard not to fall in the water. I'm just going to take you out on this rock. Oh, there we go. So let's see if this works. Behind me, you should see the boathouse, just about over here. Yeah, the wind is just starting to ripple, but I've got some lovely reflections down here. And I was balanced on this rock here. See if we can get this thing to work. That's when I was balancing on this rock here, shooting out. And first of all, I got the rocks to the left-hand side in the shot. And then I went close in on the boathouse, just concentrating on the reflection and the lovely light on the hillside in the distance. The sky is okay, but I went for a really minimal shot. I think it works. It's not going to be to everyone's taste. And sometimes you just have to accept that it's not about the photography, it's about the camping, it's about the experience, it's about just being here, which all sounds a little bit arty-farty, but it really is so beautifully peaceful. You want to get away from it all. This is the place to come. The only noises, apart from me waffling and Andy grunting as he's trying to pack his rucksack, are the birds and the Canada geese. Even the sheep and the cows haven't appeared yet. It's absolutely wonderful. It really does help you recharge your batteries. So I'm sorry if it's been a bit of an odd one this time. So in the meantime, from Duvok Water, or as I prefer to say, devoke. Hope you're having a fab weekend. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you on the next one. Bye for now.